Photoelectric interaction. In photoelectric interaction, photon loses all its energy during interaction with an electron. Photon transfers its energy to inner cell electron, usually K cell. When the electron binding energy is less than the energy of photon, the electron is ejected and begins to travel through the surrounding matter. The electron rapidly loses all its energy and moves only a relatively short distance from its original location. The photon energy is therefore deposited in the matter close to the site of the photoelectric interactions. The photoelectric interactions are most probable when the electron binding energy is only slightly less than that of photon. This interaction is possible only when photon has sufficient energy to overcome the binding energy and remove the electron from the atom. In other words, the electron cannot be ejected if photon energy is less than the binding energy of the electron. However, the energy of incident photon may be comparable to the binding energy of subcell electrons, and the photoelectric effect is permitted. Therefore, particularly for medium and high Z elements, a plot of photoelectric effect cross sections versus the photon energy exhibits the characteristic sawtooth absorption edge, which is seen in the at the seen as a L absorption edges. The energy of the photoelectron will be the energy energy equal to the photon energy minus the binding energy of the electron. Thus, for gamma ray energy of more than a few hundred kilo electron volt, the photoelectron carries off the majority of original photon energy. Photoelectric interactions or effect produces an electron and varies as z to the power n divided by e to the power 3, where n varies from 3 to 5 and z is the atomic number of the material. This severe dependence of photoelectric absorption probability on atomic number of the absorber is a primary reason for selecting high Z materials such as lead in gamma ray shield. Relaxation processes after photoelectric interactions. As a result of ejection of electron, a vacancy is created in the inner cell. The vacancy is filled by an outer cell electron falling into it. This process is called de-excitation. When the electron falls from outer cell to inner cell, as shown in figure 3, the energy equal to the difference between the energy level of the vacancy site inner cell and the energy of the outer cell electron from which electron has filled the vacancy will be emitted, and this process is known as de-excitation. The de-excitation process may be accompanied by one of the following modes. 1. The emitted energy may lie in the range of fluorescent X-rays, so we say fluorescent X-ray is emitted. The Second, the emitted energy ejects an outer cell electron from the atom, and this electron is known as Auger electron. Third possibility is that the emitted energy ejects outer cell electrons and the vacancy in outer cell is filled by an electron from higher subcells like L2 subcells to L1 subcell. This process is called Koester-Kroning, and the ejected electron is called Koester-Kroning electron. As a result, a new vacancy is created which is filled by one of these three modes. Fluorescent yield is the fraction of fluorescent emission. Other yield is the fraction of other emissions, and the Koster Kroning yields is the fraction of Koster Kroning. Thus, in any case, the sum of fluorescent yield, Auger yield, and the Koster Kroning yield is unity.